Sunday in an expanded one-hour edition of 12 News at 10.
Milwaukee plays host to this year's National NAACP Convention. It was a surprise choice for many, but why? Does Milwaukee have an image problem? 12 News traveled to racially diverse cities across the country to see how others view our city.
What do they think here in Baltimore?
Or here in Philadelphia?
Or here in Atlanta?
After Desperate Housewives and Grey's Anatomy, leading the way with important local coverage, Sunday on 12 News at 10.
Work injuries hurt you and your family. You need an experienced workers' compensation lawyer to guide you. Gillick, Wicht, Gillick & Graff. Over 50 years of representing injured workers. Gillick, Wicht, Gillick & Graff, the injured workers law firm.
Colleen and Maureen are identical twins, have identical cars with identical auto body damage. Colleen uses Mako and Maureen another auto body shop in town. Colleen's car was repaired faster and cost $400 less. Better get Mako, America's cosmolution specialist.
We are on Weather Watch.
Who can you trust for important local weather coverage? Weather Watch 12 is leading the way with in-depth, accurate coverage with an experienced team of forecasters who report on the big stories. Chief Meteorologist Mark Bate.
We got every bit of what we had in the forecast.
Sally Severson.
Continue to deteriorate.
Lance Hill.
Ivan lashing out.
And Joe Gale.
Very wet, Waukesha County.
Leading the way with important local coverage. Trust Weather Watch 12.
Hollywood's latest anorexic epidemic, E.T. Weekend.
One of America's leading ABC stations. You are watching WISN 12, #1 across southeastern Wisconsin, leading the way with important local coverage. This is 12 News at 5.
People living around the Gulf Coast prepare for Hurricane Dennis to hit land. Good evening, everyone. I'm Kai Reed. Mike has the night off tonight. Over 200,000 homes and businesses were without power on the southern tip of Florida today when the squalls of Hurricane Dennis passed over the area. The Florida Keys were spared a direct hit, but the Category 2 hurricane still managed to down trees, street signs, and store awnings. Meteorologist Sally Severson has been following Hurricane Dennis today. And Sally, how strong will it be when it actually does hit land?
In the last 6 hours, Hurricane Dennis has had a remarkable deepening. Right now, 105-mile-an-hour winds and certainly a Category 3, potentially a Category 4 hurricane storm once it makes landfall somewhere in the extreme western portion of the tip of the panhandle of Florida to perhaps Gulfport, Biloxi, Mississippi. Right now, it looks as if it's taking dead aim at Mobile Bay or in that area. So Mississippi, residents of Mississippi are certainly preparing for the worst. Let's get the latest on Hurricane Dennis.
Well, here we go again.
Hurricane Dennis announced its arrival into the Gulf of Mexico by dumping rain on Key West and other parts of South Florida. Streets flooded, trees were blown down, and 211,000 homes are without power.
It's one of those catch-22 situations. You got to ride it out. It's really not that bad.
As the storm pushed north, 1 million people along the Gulf Coast are under evacuation orders. Alabama officials turned I-65 into a northbound-only freeway to help people get inland faster.
I think it is going to be pretty bad, and I believe people have doing the right thing by getting out of here.
Many spent their Saturdays stocking up on needed supplies, including ice, water, and canned goods. Hardware stores kept busy selling plywood, and as always, gas was at a premium. This man drove from Florida to Mississippi to buy a generator, and then to Alabama to find gas.
It's pretty tough. We had to drive 230 miles just to find a generator, and then as you get to the other side of Mobile, it's not real. Most of the stations are out of gas. You can't find it. That's still quite a ways from home.
People are going to incredible lengths to be prepared. They know how difficult life can be in the aftermath of a hurricane without these necessities. Sonia Crawford, ABC News, Pascagoula, Mississippi.
Now, this is also very near the area where in the 1960s, Hurricane Camille, which is a devastating hurricane, affected the Mississippi and Alabama Gulf Coast. Now, again, it's about 450 miles to the south-southeast of Biloxi, 105-mile-an-hour winds, but moving into an area favorable for extreme deepening. In fact, just in the last 6 hours, pressure falls have been remarkable inside this hurricane. So there is some potential for it to come ashore tomorrow afternoon or early tomorrow evening as a very strong Category 4 hurricane. hurricane. Now, our own weather, by contrast, is absolutely beautiful. Abundant sunshine, warm temperatures. Just a quick look at the satellite imagery for us. Nary a cloud in the sky. High pressure influences our weather, and while they suffer along the Gulf Coast, we will enjoy some beautiful weather. We'll take a look at our forecast and talk a little bit more about Dennis. That's coming up in just a moment. Kai?
All right, thank you, Sally. The 96th annual NAACP convention kicked off without a hitch this afternoon. As 12 News' Rose Tobian tells us, delegates came from far and wide, and each had their own personal reasons for coming to Milwaukee.
We should have 4 people, but I'm just going to pick up 2.
Beverly Darby arrived today from Kansas City. She joined the NAACP as a teenager and says since then at each convention she has learned something new.
We learn so many different things, and that's why I enjoy it, because, you know, it's a learning thing for me. I'm an old lady. Okay, you have a wonderful day.
George Gudger is another who considers himself an NAACP old-timer, a member for more than 40 years.
Things, in my opinion, have gone backwards since the Republicans have come to power. And it seems as if we don't do something for ourselves, we are going to be headed out the back door.
But there's a visible youth presence here. Kenneth Cohen and his friends are from New York City.
It's a good way to bring other people from around the country to network and get to know each other, kind of like a fraternity and sorority, so you have connections all over the world no matter where you go.
Upstairs on the exhibit floor, delegates enjoy a native African dance, and sponsors give out information.
Each year, the NAACP convention attracts dozens of national and international sponsors, including the United States Army.
We work well with the NAACP and getting our message across. We try to do our part as far as influencing our Army leadership values to the African American community.
So far, only a fraction of the expected 8,000 delegates have arrived. In downtown Milwaukee, Rose Tobian, WISN 12 News.
And 12 News will have in-depth coverage on the convention all week long. Tomorrow night at 10, we'll take you to 3 cities around the country with close ties to the association and find out what they think about Milwaukee. A woman who used to be a man is charged with sexually assaulting a 13-year-old girl. The 41-year-old Burlington woman is accused of telling an 8th grader to take off her clothes and then sexually assaulted her. The woman was living as a man at the time of the assault. She says she doesn't remember having sex with the girl, but says she did pay the girl $20 to strip and then fondled her breasts to better understand her gender issues. Londoners deal with the aftermath of this week's bombings.
You see the top of the bus fly up in the air.
When 12 News returns, we'll hear more from witnesses and the latest developments in the investigation. And later, we know sugar can make you hyper, but now candy makers are trying to get you a different kind of energy. We'll explain. You're watching WISN 12 News.
Sunday in an
Londoners now face the reality of looking for loved ones lost in this week's bombings. Today, many witnesses to the terrorist attacks talked about what they saw.
The bus that blew up, that face it was a human. She was happy, and in a blink she was gone. And it's just so surreal.
Authorities confirmed today that the explosives detonated within a minute of each other, killing at least 49 people. So far, officials haven't been able to identify any of the bodies and are now counting on fingerprints, dental records, and DNA evidence. While police investigate the bombings, Londoners are dealing with their feelings and say they refuse to let the terrorists win.
Yeah, a little bit of anger. I mean, I walked around town a bit this afternoon, almost on purpose, trying to not, you know, that idea of reclaiming the streets.
An al-Qaeda sleeper cell in London is being blamed for those blasts, and earlier today police ordered the evacuation of the entertainment district in central Birmingham because of intelligence suggesting a security threat there. An energy supplement craze has hit the U.S., but not everyone is crazy about the taste. When 12 News returns, a sweeter way to get energy and the warning some doctors have against it.
And we made it into the 80s for today, and we'll keep 80s to about 90 in the forecast over the next couple of days. We'll talk about the heat and humidity and our next chances for rain and weather.
Good evening, everyone. I'm DeMarco Morgan, live in the 12 Newsroom, and here's a look at what's new tonight at 6. The Space Shuttle Discovery prepares to launch this week, and we're going to take a closer look at new technology that will check for any potential problems in outer space and how an illegal substance could be the only thing to protect you from all UV rays. First, watch World News Tonight, then join Kyrie and me for 12 News at 6.
$1 million a year on energy products like Red Bull and fitness bars, but now there's a new product that tastes a little bit sweeter. ABC's Kate Snow tells us all about energy candy.
When it comes to exercise and energy, Americans are always looking for a quick fix.
Well, A, it's fast and easy, and B, it tastes good.
Walk into any grocery store and you'll find hundreds of products.
Red Bull gives you wings!
Energy drink sales alone were up 55% last year. So maybe it's no surprise the folks over in the candy aisle are looking for a piece of the action.
You definitely want to fish where the fish are. You want to be where the people are in the hottest markets and the biggest sales.
Our new product is sport beans, and these are jelly beans that are enhanced with vitamin C and E and electrolytes.
Yes, electrolytes, the key ingredient in Gatorade. Jelly Belly bills their new beans as a quick burst of energy for fitness-minded consumers. 15 beans will run about $1. For $1 more, there are Energy Chews, promising fast energy. Endorsed by NASCAR champion Dale Earnhardt Jr., the Best Sweet Company says they're aiming for truckers and college kids. 6 of these candies pack the same punch as 2 cans of energy drink like Red Bull. So what's in it? Caffeine, ginseng, one other stimulant, and a lot of vitamins.
Americans love candy. If they can get, vitamins or some kind of additional benefit from eating the candy in addition to it just tasting good, I think there's a little bit less guilt there.
But does anyone really need energy-fortified candy?
I pretty much feel like it's just all about making money off of people who are trying to be healthy.
I think it's wishful thinking in a way that you can eat a piece of candy and derive a lot of health benefits from it.
Doctors agree, and while the Energy Chew won't hurt an adult in moderation, as the package says, they're not for children.
I wouldn't want to see kids using this. They certainly wouldn't want them using ginseng and extra caffeine. And I think that kids really should be getting their nutrition from food and not from candy.
Still, candy makers are betting consumers will bite, and the candy aisle may never look quite the same.
We were saying kids probably don't need those energy chew things.
And I'll just stick to my Snickers bar and my M&Ms, I
right.
think.
It gives you enough energy that way.
Well, we made it to 84 degrees for today. Beautiful day over southern Wisconsin. We've had very nice weather the last couple of days. Started to see a little bit more of a warm-up. Winds are out of the southeast. We'll see a more southerly wind tomorrow, and those temperatures holding in the 80s at least through Monday. In fact, we may very well see 90 degrees for tomorrow and into Monday as well. So the air conditioners are going to be humming in southern Wisconsin. Plenty to do around the city, and here's a spot that we stopped just today, Garfield Fest. Oh, the chicken looks good, doesn't it? As residents alike enjoy Garfield Fest. Beautiful day for that, and boy, I kind of wish you could smell that barbecue. And look at that, some great music as well. Everybody enjoying Garfield Fest, and that, of course, for today. Now, our weather, a remarkable contrast to what's happening along the Gulf Coast. There we are with a look at Racine. This is our camera. We have made a little repair to it, and isn't the lake inviting? And the lake's really going to be the place to be over the next couple of days as those temperatures warm up. Even in Racine at this hour, temperatures are near 80 degrees. We'll get an update on those temperatures in just a moment, but really a sharp contrast weather-wise to what's happening all along the Gulf Coast. The Gulf Coast to Florida, moving up into Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, even Texas, still keeping a wary eye on this storm system. This, of course, Hurricane Dennis, 415 miles to the south-southeast of Biloxi, Mississippi, 105-mile-an-hour winds. However, I expect those winds even now are higher than this. Winds are out of the northwest at 14. Dennis is moving into an area that's very favorable for development, and we've been watching the pressure fall. And, of course, the hurricane hunters continue to fly into Dennis, make the appropriate measurements, and are able to tell the forecasters at the National Hurricane Center exactly what that hurricane's doing. Also, quite a number of buoys in the Gulf of Mexico that are also able to help to measure what's happening, at least at the surface of the ocean. So right now, Dennis is a very strong Category 2. Likely in the next couple of hours will become a Category 3 hurricane. And by landfall, 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, could very well be a 3 hurricane. Perhaps will certainly be a 3. It could very well be a Category 4 hurricane. And it does look like tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening. Now, sometimes they slow a bit just before they make make landfall. So it's going to be sometime mid-afternoon tomorrow into the evening hours. Now, as far as the showers and storms are concerned, none for us to worry about. Take a look at those rains all across parts of Florida. Tornado watch box is up. When you're coping with hurricane, you're coping with not only tornadoes, but torrential rainfalls and, of course, the storm surge with the actual storm itself. And you can see it as it spins right up the Gulf Coast. So we're looking at some very heavy rain in the southeastern United States in the next 24 to 36 hours. High pressure will continue to influence the weather for us, and we're going to be looking at a string of beautiful July days. Temperatures above normal for this time of year. There is a weak cool front well to our west, and it's going to take its time, not going to move much at all in the next 24 to 36 hours. So we're going to be looking at very stable weather for a large part of the upper Midwest. 81 degrees at the airport. It's warm, it's sunny, and it will continue to be just that as we go into the overnight hours. Fair skies for tonight. Lows tonight likely in the 60s. Plenty of sunshine for your Sunday. We'll see those winds a little more south tomorrow than southeast, and we'll see some temperatures continue to warm up as well. I expect warmer readings tomorrow, cooler at times along the lake. That lake breeze should kick for the afternoon. Sunday night is fair and quiet, and Monday, it's another great day for southern Wisconsin, especially if you like those temperatures into the 80s. It certainly has been a summer for us in southern Wisconsin. Pinpoint forecast then for tomorrow, 82 at Sheboygan and Port, 84, 85 degrees at the airport, but 88 Jefferson, 87 at Beaver Dam. And if anything, I may be a bit conservative with these temperatures. It could very well be 90 degrees inland. Quick look at the pinpoint and the inland lakes, 88 at Delafield, 89 at Wales, 85 at Franklin, and then your week ahead quickly. We'll take a look. It is dry until Tuesday night and Wednesday when we may see the remnants of Dennis, but look at those temperatures cooling off a bit toward the end of the week.
That's another great day, and you're here with us.
I'm here with you guys, and Lance Hill taking a little deserved time off.
Very good. All right, thanks, Sally. Yesterday it was the head coach. Today it's a free agent. The Bucks add another piece to their puzzle. Andy Kendi has a story straight ahead. You're watching WISN 12 News.
This weekend on Entertainment Tonight, Hollywood
12 Sports Andy Kendi is live in the newsroom. What's up, Andy?
Kai, the Bucks' charmed offseason continues. First it was Michael Redd. Now fellow free agent Bobby Simmons will join Redd in Milwaukee. Simmons was named the NBA's most improved player last year when he averaged 16 points, 6 boards, and 3 assists a game for the Los Angeles Clippers. According to the morning paper, it's a 5-year deal worth $47 million. The 6'6" Simmons is listed as a forward, but he can shoot from the outside as well, and he will give new head coach Terry Stotts another valuable scoring option. All right, baseball now. The Brewers' road woes continue again last night. For the second time this trip, they lose a game in the bottom of the ninth. This time it's Braves rookie Ryan Landerhaus providing the heroics, a base hit that gave Atlanta a 2-1 win. Tonight, Ben Sheets will try to stop the Brewers' 3-game slide. And the road getting a little rougher for Lance Armstrong at the Tour de France. Finishes 20th in today's 8th stage, but he does it without the help of his teammates who couldn't keep up the pace in the mountains. Armstrong still leads the Tour by more than a minute. Now, coming up at 6 o'clock, the Packers open training camp in about 2.5 weeks. And some strong words from Pro Bowler Amon Green directed at teammates who plan on holding out. And that story coming up at 6. Kai?
All right, thank you so much, Andy. We'll see you at 6. And as far as the weather's concerned, really, if you like the 80s, like you said, it's absolutely beautiful.
Seasonal weather for today, warmer than normal over the next couple of days, sunny and hot.
All right, sounds good. We'll be back for 12 News at 6. ABC World News Tonight is coming up next.
Leading the way with important local coverage. This has been a presentation of WISN 12 News.
This is Steinhaffel's warehouse. You know how many mattress pieces we have in stock? Almost 6,000. What brand do you want? Sealy, Simmons, Tempur-Pedic, Stearns & Foster? Only Steinhaffel's has them all, which means that if you buy a mattress today, you can pick it up today or have it delivered tomorrow, and you'll save a lot of money. Get free next-day delivery and removal and our 120-night sleep guarantee. You can't buy the wrong mattress if you come to the right store. Relax, it's Steinhaffel's.
I'm David Gruber. It can be dangerous out there on our streets. Let's take red lights, for instance. Signal light intersections are some of the most dangerous places on our streets. But did you know that most signal lights are less than 1 minute? That's right, less than 1 minute long. So the next time you choose to speed up and try to go through a yellow or red light, don't do it. It's not worth it, believe me. When it comes to car accidents, I know what I'm talking about. So let's be careful and help keep Wisconsin safe.
This has been a public service announcement for a safer Wisconsin. Now it's easy to afford beautiful, professionally installed hardwood and laminate floors. Just call Empire today. We'll bring a wide variety of quality brand name hardwood and laminate flooring to choose from, right at home. All durable and easy to care for. And we'll professionally install your new flooring the next day at no extra charge. In fact, you save with our warehouse direct prices, plus no payments for 1 year.
Call Empire today for quality flooring and save.
800-588-2300 Empire.
Today. 1967. The Beatles playing with Sgt. Pepper. The Packers playing in the first Super Bowl. And Mustangs playing on the highway. Now, you can relive it and win it. AM 920 WOKY, your local BP convenience stores and Barris Brothers Coffee of Watertown are giving you the chance to win a totally cool 67 Mustang from Valente Classics. Tune in all summer long and find out how to win your key. Relive it and win it with AM 920 WOKY.
Bold and sassy or soft and classy, whatever your taste, however you think, you'll find your style at Tickled Pink. A unique boutique with an exceptional selection of clothing, accessories, jewelry, and home decor items. Tickled Pink in B. Richards Plaza, Brookfield. Let the cooking store enhance your cooking experience. When it comes to the kitchen and everything in it, you'll find it here, from useful gadgets to quality pots and pans and so much more, including cooking classes for adults and kids at all levels. The Cooking Store, B. Richards Plaza, Brookfield.
I consider my teammates to be family, and that's how you're treated at LeMay.
That's right. Our motto is family first. When you shop LeMay, you become part of the LeMay family.
For the first time at LeMay, receive GM employee pricing. That means the hottest prices and lowest rates. Hurry, this special offer is only available for a short time.
At LeMay, there's nothing more important than family.
Except maybe another Super Bowl win, Mark.
I'll see what I can do, Keith.
LeMay Auto Group, just off Highway 50 in Kenosha.
Does Milwaukee have an image problem? Sunday at 10.
From ABC. Only ABC News, honored with 27 Emmy nominations, more than any other network news. No wonder more Americans get their news right here. ABC News.
I've always felt like this is the home, and if I'm going to end my career, I'd like to end it at the home of golf.
Jack Nicklaus says farewell at golf's most prestigious championship. Tiger VJing the world's best write the next chapter. The British Open next weekend on ABC.
There's a place in Wisconsin
where I was a pirate.
I found adventure.
I fished the lakes.
The places that are special to us are getting harder to find. Join the Nature Conservancy, a non-profit group that's been working with communities to preserve these special places from development for generations to come. Learn how you can help at nature.org/Wisconsin.
There I discovered plants, animals,
and my childhood.
The Nature Conservancy. Visit nature.org/Wisconsin.
Chevy's proud to be the #1 selling passenger car brand in America. And we have the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road. We've always broken the rules. Now we're rewriting them with the Chevy Employee Discount for everyone. You pay what we pay, not a cent more. We've extended the Chevy Employee Discount for everyone. Now get employee pricing on almost every 05 Chevy vehicle. Hurry, the Chevy Employee Discount for everyone ends August 1st.
Hollywood's latest anorexic epidemic. Plus, Melissa the 58-pound anorexic is back. E.T. weekend.
In tonight's one-hour edition of 12 News at 6, the national spotlight falls on Milwaukee.
The NAACP is very, very happy to be in Milwaukee and Wisconsin.
Live coverage as the NAACP opens its annual convention right in our hometown.
We'll be going live to the Gulf Coast, where 1 million people are fleeing Hurricane Dennis.
And a new local hangout for you and your dog that lets you leave the leash at home. 12 News at 6 starts right now.
One of America's leading ABC stations. You are watching WISN 12, #1 across southeastern Wisconsin, leading the way with important local coverage. This is 12 News at 6.
3, 2, 1.
For the very first time in Milwaukee, the National NAACP Convention is in town and it's in full swing. Good evening, everyone. I'm Kai Reed.
And I'm DeMarco Morgan in for Mike Miller tonight. The convention brings an important agenda to Milwaukee, including confirming a new NAACP president. 12 News reporter John Atwater is live at the Midwest Airline Center with the very latest on tonight's top story. Good evening, John.
Good evening, DeMarco. You know, on this, the first day of the convention, it really has been pretty low-key here at the convention center. Delegates still trickling into Milwaukee, but things did officially kick off a little earlier today. Now, NAACP delegates and the public have spent the day looking at historical exhibits here at the convention center downtown. Many highlight the civil rights struggle of Black Americans in history. Now, as the week moves on, delegates will discuss the NAACP's role in America, including the recent Supreme Court vacancy. Now, the organization also hopes to leave a lasting impression on Milwaukee.
We hope that we leave a more unified city, a city that's clearer about the importance of race as an agenda item and not try to sweep it under the rug. We think that the city has a great opportunity to bridge the relationship gap among the races in this community.
Now, things are wrapping up here at the convention center for the evening, but really there's a certain energy down here tonight. These delegates very happy to be in Milwaukee. They say the city has rolled out the red carpet for them. Coming up in our next half hour, you will hear from one of those delegates. We're live downtown tonight. John Atwater, WISN 12 News. DeMarco, back to you.
All right, thanks, John. And stay with WISN 12 News throughout the week for in-depth coverage from the NAACP convention. And in another big story this evening, more than 1 million people are evacuating the U.S. Gulf Coast right now as we speak.
Yeah, they're trying to get out of the way before Hurricane Dennis makes landfall. Meteorologist Sally Sefferson is tracking that storm. She joins us live from the Weather Watch 12 Weather Center. Sally.
Well, Kai and DeMarco, what a sharp contrast. Our beautiful July weather, warm, compared to what's happening along the Gulf Coast. A number of the highways and freeways along the Gulf Coast have been moved to one direction only, and that is away from Dennis. Currently 115-mile-per-hour winds, a rapid deepening, strengthening of this storm system in the last 6 hours, further strengthening possible. This is now a Category 3 hurricane, could very well be a Category 4 hurricane before it makes landfall very near the Alabama-Mississippi Gulf Coast sometime tomorrow afternoon. Now, currently 300 miles to the southeast of Pascagoula, Mississippi, moving to the northwest at 14. Now, hurricanes have a tendency to wobble a bit, and again, those high sustained winds are coming in at 115 miles per hour, so a very strong storm, and we're keeping a close eye on it right here. But also, reporter Tim Rury has the latest on the damage done so far and how the people in the Gulf are getting out of the way.
The Gulf Coast from Louisiana into Florida remains under a hurricane warning after Dennis dealt a deadly blow to the island of Cuba before lashing the Florida Keys with his outer bands. In Dennis's wake, flooded streets and whipping winds while residents brace for the aftermath of storm surge. Dennis is churning toward the Panhandle, eyeing Pensacola, Florida, eerily following a path similar to Hurricane Ivan last September.
My prayers and thoughts go to the folks of Northwest Florida, particularly, that were hit last summer by Hurricane Ivan and now are preparing for a storm that may have similar type power and destruction.
Forecasters expect Dennis's strength to pick up and become more defined in the Gulf's warm waters, with landfall expected sometime Sunday. Residents, some still shell-shocked from last year's hurricane season, have been told to gas up and board up ahead of Dennis's devastating effects.
Can't they throw some ice cubes or something in the Gulf to cool it off? I mean, what's going on?
Florida's governor, whose state bore the brunt of last year's hurricane season, urged residents to evacuate if instructed.
This is serious. This is a very dangerous storm, and we hope that you will evacuate.
Meanwhile, at the Federal Emergency Management Agency headquarters in Washington, they're ready to deploy teams to hurricane victims as soon as they're needed. I'm Tim Rury reporting from Atlanta.
Well, and we continue to keep our eyes on what's happening with Dennis. Now, by 2 o'clock Sunday afternoon, it appears Dennis will be making landfall. But I wanted you to see what tight quarters there really are. It's just 200 miles between New Orleans and Pensacola. And as we take a look, you can see New Orleans, Pascagoula, and then Pensacola. This is a very tight area. And you can see with this that landfall, it's a very densely populated area stretching from New Orleans all through the Florida Gulf Coast. So these are very tight quarters in the crosshairs right now. Looks like Pascagoula, perhaps even Mobile Bay. Kai?
All right, thank you, Sally. You can track Dennis and learn more about hurricanes on our website, themilwaukeechannel.com. A neighborhood event today in memory of a Milwaukee toddler. 19-month-old Terrian Cook was beaten to death last year.
That's right, and now the Way and Truth Ministries reached out to his 15th Street neighborhood today, offering food, clothes, and health screenings. Organizers say those behind a series of crimes in the area have to change their lives.
We're out here to change the neighborhoods, to try to make a difference in the neighborhood, so that there's a lot of fear with people because of gangs and drive-by shootings.
There was also a prayer vigil for Terrian Cook. And a Heartland man is missing after a boating accident in Lake Michigan. Police say a boat carrying 4 people capsized near the city of Holland, Michigan this morning. The boaters were part of an event called the Smoke on the Water Poker Run. A Rhode Island man was also killed. Police have not released the name of the missing Heartland man. And now, an effort to honor Wisconsin firefighters got a big boost today.
Dozens gathered in West Bend to raise money for the Wisconsin Firefighters Memorial. They got to check out a miniature version of that statue. They even got an up-close look at a fire truck. The memorial is in Wisconsin Rapids, and organizers have big plans for it.
This October, we erected or set the statue, which is a large one of the one that's in the back of the truck. It's a full life-size one, and now our goal is to do a memorial center and a bell tower and a gazebo and walkways through the park in Wisconsin Rapids.
They are trying to raise $1.6 million. The NAACP convention isn't the only African-American event in town today. This is the African Heritage Celebration Picnic. It's in Milwaukee's Dreska Park. The very special guest today is Regina Bakala. Now, she's the local woman fighting deportation to the Democratic Republic of Congo. A nun who's been helping Bakala has a new project writing a book about her.
We hope with a book and hopefully a movie, we can do in the nation what we've done in Milwaukee, which is to bridge all political gaps and everything in order to make our immigrants be accepted more fully and be more appreciated in the United States.
Regina Bakala's next immigration hearing is set for sometime this fall.
Well, straight ahead on 12 News this evening, find out why a plane from Europe to Chicago was forced to turn back overnight.
Well, just days before the next space shuttle mission, find out what NASA's doing to keep the astronauts safe.
And you also want to stay tuned and find out why an important ingredient is missing from your favorite sunscreen and why you may not be getting enough protection.
In our next half-hour, live coverage from the Gulf Coast as Hurricane Dennis closes in.
And find out why this new local dog park has owners and their pets so excited. You're watching WISN 12 News at 6.
Live pinpoint Doppler 12 radar located atop Community Memorial Hospital, Menominee Falls.
Sunday in an expanded 1-hour edition of 12 News at 10.
Milwaukee plays host to this year's National NAACP Convention. It was a surprise choice for many, but why? Does Milwaukee have an image problem? 12 News traveled to racially diverse cities across the country to see how others view our city.
What do they think here in Baltimore?
Or here in Philadelphia?
Or here in Atlanta?
After Desperate Housewives and Grey's Anatomy, leading the way with important local coverage. Sunday on 12 News at 10.
Do you have a new or late model car that suffered body damage? Are you paying for it out of your pocket? You don't want to spend a small fortune to repair it, and you want your car repaired fast. More importantly, you absolutely must have a non-detectable repair. Take your car to the Cosmollision specialists. Quick service, great prices, and guaranteed seamless repair. Go to Mako, America's Body Shop, and ask for their special Cosmollision service.
The beauty of the suit is that the bottoms match the top. So all you have to do is throw on a shirt and tie, and you're out the door. Get to work earlier, your productivity goes up, you get a bigger bonus, put the kids in better schools, they get better jobs, make tons of money, buy you a home to retire to on an island. No wonder suits are coming back.
Men's Warehouse.
You're gonna like the way you look. I guarantee it.
To contact the store nearest you, call 1-800-776-SUIT.
There is a book filled with all the answers. People who use this book find exactly what they're looking for. But some people use a different book, which causes problems. No other book is more complete than the SBC Yellow Pages. For more ads and up-to-date listings, choose the book with SBC on the cover.
Congratulations, Boston Store, for 100,000 lives changed and an international award that honors it. Goodwill thanks you for your continuing support in improving our community.
Welcome back, everyone. A growing memorial in London for victims of this week's terrorist bombings. Flowers, candles, and notes are being placed outside the King's Cross Underground station, where at least 21 people died. The official death toll from the 4 London bombings is still 49.
But some bodies still haven't been recovered from the wreckage. Investigators now say the 3 bombs on the underground exploded at nearly the same time. The bus bomb went off about an hour later. The explosions were so destructive, those who died will have to be identified by dental records and DNA. And work is slow for the underground recovery teams.
And they are facing particularly difficult conditions. It is extremely hot, very dusty, and it is a great challenge for them to continue their work to recover the remaining bodies.
Posters of missing people have appeared in central London. Investigators say they're still not sure who was behind the bombings. Also today, dozens of bars and restaurants were evacuated in the English city of Birmingham. After a security scare there, no one was hurt.
An Air France flight heading to Chicago was forced back to Paris last night. 2 hours into the flight, one passenger's name turned up on the federal no-fly list. Now, 4 people were taken off the plane but were later released. The plane safely arrived at O'Hare Airport earlier this morning.
A disturbing report about a missing Navy SEAL in Afghanistan. A man claiming to speak for the Taliban says the American has been executed. The U.S. military says that can't be confirmed. 4 commandos went missing last month near the Pakistani border. 1 was rescued. 2 others were found dead. In Iraq, a radical Shiite cleric is trying a new way to force foreign troops out of that country. He's trying to collect 1 million signatures on a petition. The campaign began during Friday prayers in Sadr City. The space shuttle program returns to flight in 4 days.
That's right. The shuttle Discovery is set to lift off Wednesday, and it will be the first mission since the shuttle Columbia disintegrated on re-entry back in 2003, killing all 7 astronauts on board, including Racine's Dr. Laurel Clark. The shuttle was damaged on liftoff when a piece of insulating foam hit the wing. This time, NASA is trying to make sure any damage will be spotted while the shuttle is still in space. Reporter Dan Billow of our sister station WESH shows us how.
When the astronauts reach space aboard Discovery, Flight Director Paul Hill knows exactly what they and the team in Mission Control will see.
We're going to see a lot of white dings.
A laser and camera-equipped robot arm, along with camera-clicking astronauts on the space station, will give the shuttle the most elaborate in-orbit inspection it's ever had. And since no shuttle has ever come home without gouges and dings in its tiles, flight controllers expect to see just that, and to be presented with a new dilemma.
And there's been a lot of concern about whether or not we would overreact and that would paralyze us from making all of the right decisions during the flight, or maybe jumping the gun and repairing the vehicle.
The entire nation and world might agonize along with Mission Control, which promises to release the pictures of shuttle damage as they're analyzed at NASA. Even one of the astronauts says, while they're the ones risking their lives, mission managers are the ones who will have the wrenching debates.
But I think the pressure is more upon all the flight controllers, instructors, the people who are supporting us on the ground than us.
It's the spray-on foam insulation on the shuttle's fuel tank that's the problem. Little bits of foam always come off and hit the shuttle on the way up, making little white dents in the black tiles. A big piece of foam caused the fatal damage on Columbia. The post-Columbia changes to the tank will greatly reduce but not eliminate the foam impacts. Recent tests show even a small crack in the wrong place on the wing could be fatal. Getting a perfect look at every suspected crack or ding will be difficult even with all the new tools. And that's why the concern about overreaction, indecision, or even paralysis among the flight control team that could also be dangerous to the crew.
The community is capable of hearing that story, assessing the data, and making good technical decisions and not making emotion-driven decisions.
The space shuttle can land safely with minor damage and always has. One of the hardest parts of this return to flight, when the belly of the shuttle is inspected for the first time, will be deciding whether that damage is minor or major.
And 12 News reporter Patrick Palantonio will be at Cape Canaveral for Wednesday's shuttle launch. Look for his live report starting Tuesday on WISN 12.
A dangerous day at one of the world's most famous festivals. 4 people were gored while running with the bulls in Pamplona, Spain. One person was gored twice. About 2 million people are in Pamplona for the run, immortalized in the Ernest Hemingway book, The Sun Also Rises. There's no shortage of festivals in our area this weekend.
That's right. Of course, the big one is Summerfest, and these are live pictures that you're taking a look at now. This is the final weekend of the 2005 Big Gig at Milwaukee's Maya Festival Park. Look at all of those people. It runs until midnight tonight and again tomorrow.
There we go. Fans of gospel, jazz, and blues are checking out another huge event today. You'll find 4 stages of music at the Garfield Avenue Festival. It runs until sunset tonight on Milwaukee's Garfield Avenue. That's between 3rd and 7th Streets.
Check out the hats. In Wauwatosa, it's a celebration of all things Greek. The Annunciation Greek Orthodox Church is hosting its annual Family Festival. You can check out the food, the dancing, and even tour the church. That's until 10 tonight and again tomorrow from noon until 8, just north of 92nd and Capitol.
And a chance to take a little trip back in time kicks off this weekend. The annual Bristol Renaissance Fair turns a corner of Kenosha County into 16th century England. This is the fair's 18th season. It runs every weekend through September 5th. And boy, is it a great time to get outside and eat food, dance, do all that stuff.
Beautiful weekend weather. Now, is it tomorrow morning on 12 News this morning you're going to have a little fun with some of the people from Bristol Renaissance Fair?
You're going to have a little fun with...
I understand there. I thought I read a little something about that yesterday in our newsroom. Do a little jousting.
Don't tell anybody.
Oh, he's already practicing. It's coming up tomorrow morning at 12 News this morning between 7 and 9 o'clock. And of course, there's that hour between 5 and 6 as well. And it's beautiful. If you're going to enjoy Garfield Fest over the next couple of hours, they're there until sunset. Summerfest, Greek Fest, you name it. The weather is cooperating. We have temperatures for today. We made it to 84 degrees. That's a little above normal for this time of year. And temperatures above normal for tomorrow and Monday as well. We take a live look outside, Weather Watch 12 camera network, and here at the station we're holding with our temperatures upper 70s and very low 80s. It's a fair and tranquil night for tonight, and it certainly won't be, and it's not along Florida and along the Gulf Coast. Now here's another look as we take a peek at Garfield Fest, and of course not only wonderful music, jazz, blues, but also some terrific food there. And of course, Garfield Fest, they are going to be there until sunset for tonight. A great neighborhood festival there. Now, again, they're not going to be sleeping much for today and tonight, especially along the Gulf Coast. We continue to keep our eyes on Dennis. Now, Dennis has increased in strength. The hurricane hunters are flying in every couple of hours to measure the strength of that storm, and pressure has dropped dramatically. And right now, Dennis, a strong Category 3 storm coming up from 2 just in the last couple of hours. Right now, 300 miles to the southeast of Pascagoula, Mississippi. I'll show you a map for that coming up. Moving to the northwest at 14, 115 mile-per-hour winds, and likely further strengthening possible in the next 24 hours or so as this storm continues to move into warm waters along the Gulf. Now, by about 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, looks as if it's going to be very near the Gulf, but again, sometimes these storms have a tendency to slow down a little bit just before landfall, and then it will be overland by 2 o'clock Monday afternoon. Now, as far as the maps are concerned, you can see we have Texas, here's Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, and of course Florida. Right now, Hurricane Dennis spinning in the sort of northeast, north central Gulf. Now, this is New Orleans. Here we have Pascagoula, Mississippi. It's right along the border between Mississippi and Alabama, and here's Pensacola. Just 200 miles separates New Orleans from Pensacola. So this is really quite tight quarters and very densely populated. No matter where this hurricane hits, it's going to be a problem. The storm surge likely to be significant, 6 to 12-inch rainfalls, and already big rain falling over Florida. Tornado watch the entire state at this hour. Also, some rain bands coming out well ahead of the storm system itself, but right now very wet weather, especially for Florida. The heat builds for us. We feel the effects of high pressure, and that's going to keep the weather over the western lakes stable and quiet over the next couple of days while all action continues to be along the Gulf Coast. So it's a fair sky for us tonight. Early evening temperatures are showing up in the 70s for the most part and very low 80s. Currently at the airport, temperatures are in at about 79 degrees.
point temperature 48. Winds are southeast at 13. 70s and 80s climb into the 80s for tomorrow. It's a warm one for tomorrow. Plenty in the way of sunshine. And as we go to Sunday morning, the hotter weather continues. We'll see a southerly wind. Beat the heat and head to the lake. I do expect temperatures on the Big Pond will be cooler. Pinpoint forecast then for Sunday, 84 at the airport, 88 to 90. Jefferson, Beaver Dam, and Elkhorn. We pinpoint the metro areas, and even the inland lakes are quite warm for tomorrow. 88 at Delafield, 88 at Pewaukee, and 85 at Cudahy. Week ahead, I'm going mid to upper 80s easily tomorrow. A few locations could be 90. We're 90 on Monday. It is just hot and starts to feel humid on Monday as well. Storms could see a few remnants of Dennis, plus another storm system Tuesday night and Wednesday, and then the temperatures back off to seasonal normals. But we're going to be keeping you up to date on Dennis, not only tonight at 10, but Joe Gale tomorrow morning as well.
Heading to the lake sounds like a great idea.
Great idea. Beat the heat.
Listen to Sally.
All right, Sally.
Thanks. The National Zoo is celebrating something they haven't seen in 16 years.
Learn why you may be missing some important skin protection, even if you always use sunscreen.
And in our next half hour, the special thing about one new park that promises a doggone good time. You're watching WISN 12 News.
Weather Watch 12 brought to you by your local Chevy dealers. Visit your local Chevy dealer and test drive the all-new Chevy Equinox today. Chevrolet, the #1 selling cars and trucks in Wisconsin.
America, you made us the #1 brand of home furniture. And this 4th of July holiday, we want to say thank you the best way we can.
And how's that?
By offering no interest until 2008 on America's favorite home furniture. Every style, for every room, all at exclusive Ashley Direct prices. And during this great event, enter to win a VIP trip to the Country Music Awards in New York City, a MasterCard shopping spree, and other great prizes. But you better hurry. This is the final week to get no interest till 2008.
Of course I want the Kia Sedona. I like everything you're telling me about the 5-star crash safety rating, the DVD player, and the 10-year warranty, and all that cash back is pretty amazing. But I need to gesture aggressively with my hand so my wife thinks I am really working you over to make this deal. Are you with me?
Get everything you want with the Kia Sedona, starting at $21,320. Visit your Greater Milwaukee Kia retailers. Hurry, offer ends soon.
Shop Sorof's Carpet City, where you can choose from a warehouse selection of colors and styles for one room or every room in your home. Our guaranteed lowest price is lower than other store sale prices. See it today and have it installed tomorrow. Sorof's Carpet City, conveniently located 4 blocks north of the Allen Bradley Clock on South 2nd.
See us today.
To be able to go out there and compete every day as a grown man, that's pretty cool.
Ben Sheets, fastball, got him looking.
You get to be a kid every day and go out and play a game.
Brady 4 for 4 tonight.
You have a chance to do something good every day.
Carlos Lee and the Brewers have beaten the Cubs.
You see a smile on those kids' face when you throw them a ball or you get them an autograph.
Don't miss out. Saturday, July 16th is Badger Mutual Insurance Raleigh Fingers All-Fan Bobblehead Day at Miller Park as your Brewers host the DC Nationals.
See all the latest scores from your favorite teams. Catch the 12 Sports Ticker every night during 12 News at 10. Brought to you by Oneida Casino, Green Bay. Go to the MilwaukeeChannel.com and click on the Tickets tab. It's your link to Connections Tickets. Concerts, sports, theater. Connections Tickets, your source for any ticket, anywhere.
Millions of American families rely on Ford, Lincoln, and Mercury cars, trucks, and sport utilities. Right now, Ford Motor Company, America's car company, invites you to join the family and pay the same low prices our employees and their families pay. Introducing the Ford Family Plan. Until August 1st, you'll get our discounts on every Ford, Lincoln, and Mercury vehicle at participating dealerships. No hassles, no gimmicks. From the Ford family to yours. Welcome.
That little squeaking sound you hear, that's a brand new baby panda. It was born at the National Zoo in D.C. this morning. The zoo's first panda cub in 16 years. The mom is 6-year-old Mai Zhang, and zookeepers haven't been able to inspect the little tiny cub yet, but says it seems to be doing just fine.
Congratulations.
The size of a stick of butter, Sally said.
Wow.
You may already use sunscreen to protect your skin.
But you may not know your favorite brand is missing a key ingredient that would make you even safer. Reporter Sally Kidd of our WISN 12 Washington Bureau shows us why.
When it comes to sun protection,
well, I just didn't think of it. I forget to wear my sunscreen a lot.
dermatologists say applying sunscreen should be part of your morning routine.
We do use it at the pool, but we didn't do it today.
Even when you're not at the pool, and even on a cloudy day.
Well, I'm wearing this hat, and I have, my moisturizer has a sunscreen in it, you know, and my foundation.
But Eileen Rich still isn't fully protected. That's because most sunscreens made in the U.S. block UVB rays, but don't screen out the more harmful UVA rays, the kind that penetrate the surface of the skin and can cause cancer. Extra protection from UVA radiation is available in Europe, where sunscreens containing Mexoryl have been used for 10 years.
The reason that we like Mexoryl so much is that it has a very big UVA blocking ability. The range is very large in the UVA range as far as blocking.
The FDA still hasn't approved the use of Mexoryl in the U.S. So what's the best advice?
I just use it because it's the 50 SPF, and someone told me that it was pretty good.
Dermatologists say look for 4 ingredients. If the sunscreen contains oxybenzone, titanium dioxide, Parsol 1789, or micronized zinc, you'll have the best protection from UVA rays available in the U.S. right now. In Washington, I'm Sally Kidd reporting.
Now, unlike Europe, sunscreen ingredients in the U.S. undergo the same government approval process as drugs, and the process can take years.
In our next half hour, downtown Milwaukee welcomes an important national gathering.
Kai, we've got a lot of visitors here in Milwaukee today. Coming up in a live report, we'll take you inside the first day of the NAACP convention.
And we'll also go live to the Gulf Coast and see how people are getting ready for Hurricane Dennis.
And more beautiful weekend weather in store for us, and it continues right into next week. We'll take a look ahead.
And we'll show you a fun new place for man's best friend. You're watching an hour-long edition of WISN 12 News.
WISN 12 expands weekend morning news with 4 hours of local and national coverage. Now there's one station you can wake up to for local news at 5 a.m. 7 days a week. Leading the way with important local coverage on the weekends. Trust 12 News.
Real-time closed captioning brought to you by Maritime Savings Bank. Maritime is your home equity resource with lines under prime and no closing costs. Visit one of their 6 locations.
Millions of American families rely on Ford, Lincoln, and Mercury cars, trucks, and sport utilities. Right now, Ford Motor Company, America's car company, invites you to join the family and pay the same low prices our employees and their families pay. Introducing the Ford Family Plan. Until August 1st, you'll get our discounts on every Ford, Lincoln, and Mercury vehicle at participating dealerships. No hassles, no gimmicks. From the Ford family to yours. Welcome.
Nobody can do what Maaco does. Maaco can repaint your entire car fast. In most cases, just a few days. Our economical ambassador paint service is only $229. Make it easy, make it right, make it Maaco.
Buses, new terminals, a new attitude, a new Greyhound. We've elevated everything.
It's the pre-State Fair Spa Pool and Patio Closeout this weekend only at Wisconsin State Fair Park. Save 25 to 75% off all hot tubs or purchase a 20-foot pool package for just $9.99. Open 10 to 8 daily.
Go anywhere, call anywhere. With U.S. Cellular's national plans, there's no charge for roaming or long distance. Plus, get unlimited call me minutes. U.S. Cellular, we connect with you.
This weekend on Entertainment Tonight, Hollywood's latest anorexic epidemic. Then Melissa the 58-pound anorexic is back and living with a 300-pound overeater. Plus a mystery star's wedding, E.T. weekend.
One of America's leading ABC stations. You are watching WISN 12. Covering all of southeastern Wisconsin. Leading the way with important local coverage. This is 12 News.
Welcome to our second half hour of 12 News at 6. I'm Kai Reed.
And I'm DeMarco Morgan in for Mike Miller tonight. More than 1 million people are under orders to evacuate the Gulf Coast as Hurricane Dennis closes in.
Dennis brushed the Florida Keys overnight. More than 200,000 homes are without power. Some trees are down, but there are no reports of serious damage or injuries. The storm is out in the Gulf, but it's still being felt in much of the Florida Peninsula. At least 10 people are dead in Cuba after Dennis made a direct hit there. There's widespread damage around the capital city of Havana. 10 other people have been killed elsewhere in the Caribbean. Dozens are missing on the island of Haiti. Meteorologist Sally Severson is tracking Dennis tonight. She joins us live from the Weather Watch 12 Weather Center. Sally.
Well, Kai and DeMarco, we continue to watch Dennis, and it's really quite alarming. The storm just in the last 6 hours has showed rapid strengthening, rapid deepening, and right now central pressure about 947 millibars. It's a Category 3 hurricane, 115 mile-per-hour winds, currently cruising to the northwest at around 14 miles an hour. Who's in the crosshairs? It's difficult to say, but right now about 390 miles southeast of Pascagoula, Mississippi, and that's very near the border with Alabama, and very heavy rains right now over parts of Florida. Tornado watch is up for a large part of the state, and this storm likely to slow a bit before landfall, but will likely take aim somewhere right along the Mississippi, Alabama, extreme western Florida Gulf Coast. Well, joining us now live from Biloxi, Mississippi is reporter Tom Shad of our sister station WESH. And Tom, the Gulf Coast, no stranger to hurricane. How are they coping in Biloxi?
Oh, that's a very good question, Sally, because Hurricane Ivan came through here last September, and that really did some serious damage, a Category 4, and we're still feeling the remnants of that throughout the Florida Panhandle, Alabama, Mississippi, and also the other hurricanes that hit central Florida. We covered several of those, including Charlie, Jean, Francis. So all these names are pretty nightmarish to all of us. But, you know, right now it's a very warm day here in Biloxi, sunny, a beautiful beach day. Not even really a breeze here on the beach right now, and people are still out, as you can see, but there have been evacuation orders issued for several parts of Harrison County, where I'm in right now. Not the whole county now, just some of the low-lying areas along the beach, and also parts of Jackson County nearby, and other parts of the Gulf Coast, including Alabama and the Florida Panhandle. So people are preparing. As a matter of fact, the hotel in which we were staying said, you guys got to get out. We're going to close it. So we have to find a new place to stay right now. We found that out in the last half hour or so. So people are slowly coming to grips with what's happening here, but they're taking their time. They understand. They've been through this before. Right. Nothing new to them. And of course, this is the same area that Hurricane Camille came through back in 1969.
Oh, and that just a monstrous storm in 1969. Now, the development since then has been remarkable along the Gulf Coast, including quite a number of the very large gambling boats and a lot of things to do right on the coastal areas. How are they coping and managing all of that?
Well, it's very interesting because we were all surmising why the hotel we were staying at closed down. We were staying at the Isle of Capri, and that has a big casino inside. But the problem is, before this even became a threat, Hurricane Dennis became a threat, there was only about 1/3 occupancy of that hotel. Now, keep in mind, on weekends, the place is packed all the time. So people were probably saying, look, you know, there's not many people staying here after all. Why don't we just, you know, close up and wait this thing out and then come back? So that's probably why a lot of the individuals are starting to close down here.
Well, Tom, thank you very much for your time. Be sure and stay safe. And we'll look forward to hearing from you perhaps tomorrow.
All right, thank you.
All right, that is Tom Shad from WESH-TV, our sister station along the Gulf Coast and out of Florida. But these are very tight quarters between New Orleans and Pensacola, Kai and DeMarco. And it looks as if this storm is going to be right along the Mississippi-Alabama coast, but things could change a little. And of course, we're going to keep you up to date, not only coming up tonight at 10, but also tomorrow morning at 12 News this morning. Kai, DeMarco.
All right, thank you, Sally. The big story in Milwaukee this weekend is the start of the National NAACP Convention.
That's right, and thousands of delegates are here bringing with them the nation's attention and plenty of business. 12 News reporter John Atwater joins us live from the Midwest Airline Center in downtown Milwaukee. Good evening, John.
And DeMarco, really, there's a lot that's going to be covered at this convention. Today, it officially kicked off, and this is the 96th annual meeting of the NAACP, and really there are thousands of people coming to this convention from all around the country. Inside the convention center today, visitors walk through exhibits that highlight the civil rights struggle of Black Americans. As the convention runs into next week, delegates will confirm a new president and CEO of the organization. They will also discuss pressing issues affecting the NAACP. And people who are here say even when the event wraps up, Milwaukee will remember the convention.
One thing that each city seems to recognize and understand is that we bring dollars to the city. But the thing that we know we bring to the city is a better awareness of who the NAACP is. It's not your grandfather's NAACP. It's growing, it's alive, it's well, it's kicking, and it's getting younger.
A number of notable speakers will be making visits to Milwaukee during the duration of this convention, including U.S. Senator Barack Obama from Illinois, also the Reverend Jesse Jackson, in addition to a number of others. And one thing some people may not know is that some of the exhibits here are open to the public, so they encourage the public to come down and walk around the convention center. We're live downtown tonight. John Atwater, WISN 12 News.
All right, John, a lot of big names expected. Thank you. And stay with WISN 12 News throughout the week for in-depth coverage from the NAACP convention. Well, it's an old age question. Who let the dogs out?
An age-old question. Well,
age-old.
It's not really that old, but something that is new is an off-leash park for your pooch in Milwaukee County. WISN 12's Joe Gale reports.
An unfamiliar scent in a strange new place? Hot diggity dog. This is Milwaukee County's newest off-leash park for pooches, just south of Mitchell International. It's called, appropriately, the Runway Dog Exercise Area, now open dawn to dusk.
It's just a great day, and it's a great day for the community. When you see people in the parks like this is what fills your cup, you know, as the parks director.
And for area dog owners who've been wanting this, it's what keeps their gas tanks full.
Yeah, because otherwise I've been driving up to Grafton, which is like a 30-mile drive. And
this park is 26 acres of fenced-in freedom for Fido, and what makes it even more special, it also has this little fenced-in area for puppies and small dogs like Dakota.
All it costs is a $20 annual permit fee or a $5 daily one, and you've got to pick up your mess. For most, a small price to pay to keep man's best friend, well, friendly.
It's a lot of people have problems with dogs that are aggressive, and that's because they're not socialized properly. And this is a great place for dogs to be socialized with each other, and it's a nice place.
So nice, it's expected to become one of, if not Milwaukee County's busiest park, with plans already in the works for another new friendly confine for your canine. In Milwaukee, Joe Gale, WISN 12 News.
Come here, Jackson.
Well, there are some things to keep in mind. To get a permit, all dogs must be licensed within their municipality and provide proof of current rabies immunization.
An age-old question.
An age-old question.
Gonna get you
You got it now.
And one local community has a new place to cool off this summer.
And our film critic tells us if the new horror movie Dark Water floats his boat. You're watching WISN 12 News.
What happens when you follow 11 single women inside the world of online dating?
Do I need some love?
Just wait until you see.
This is gonna be rough. Mike.
Don't miss Hooking Up, Thursday, July 14th at 9/8 Central.
How you doing? I met you, I think, at the grocery store. It's really interesting, you know, you're drinking coffee, I'm drinking coffee.
I wish I could be invisible.
I mean, who'd have thought? You meet somebody else who likes coffee.
Hello?
The next best thing to getting Fantastic 4 powers. Combine high-speed internet, satellite TV, and unlimited local and long distance, all for under $97 a month. Add Singular Wireless for more savings. Fantastic 4, only in theaters.
What's the best way to watch your daily fat intake? To figure out exactly how many grams of fat you should have per day, limit your daily fat grams to no more than 30% of your total daily calories.
How do we measure quality? By less than a millimeter.
How do we measure quality?
By fine details like French stitching.
How do we measure quality? By what you don't hear.
And the highest ranked plant in North and South America builds the Buick LaCrosse.
And now you can measure our quality for yourself.
During the Buick Employee Discount for Everyone event.
The price you pay is the price we pay.
You pay what I pay.
Not a cent more.
On any 2005 Buick, some of our best prices.
On our best cars ever.
The all-new 2005 Buick LaCrosse. Available starting in $19,944 after all applicable offers.
Escape to Sybaris, a private paradise voted the best romantic getaway in the United States. Visit us online at sybaris.com. That's SYBARIS.com to receive a free brochure and special discount for your next romantic getaway.
We are on Weather Watch.
Who can you trust for important local weather coverage? Weather Watch 12 is leading the way with in-depth, accurate coverage with an experienced team of forecasters who report on the big stories. Chief Meteorologist Mark Bates.
We got every bit of what we had in the forecast.
Sally Severson.
Continue to deteriorate.
Lance Hill.
And Ivan lashing out.
And
live
Joe
here,
Gale.
very wet, Waukesha County.
Leading the way with important local coverage. Trust Weather Watch 12.
Welcome back, everyone. There's a new place for people to cool off in Waukesha. The Horb Springs Aquatic Center opened today with a big splash. Today's festivities include plenty of water, fun, including water slides, and even some live music.
Was that a little frog playing the drums or something?
I think it was.
I only caught it out of the corner of my eye there.
Well, water is at the center of one new movie.
But the characters aren't having much fun with it. Film critic Roger Ebert takes a look at Dark Water.
Dark Water is a thriller set in a haunted apartment building on Roosevelt Island near Manhattan. The building is old and gloomy, but at least newly separated mom Jennifer Connelly can afford it as a home for herself and her young daughter, played by Ariel Gade. After you join them as rental agent John C. Riley gives them a tour, you realize that people will not only kill for a cheap apartment in New York, they may have to die, too.
Wait, sweetie, don't run, don't run. You don't know where you're going. Get stuck in here, huh?
There seems to be some kind of problem with the tenant upstairs, if there is a tenant upstairs.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
The girl senses a malevolent presence in the building, and after scenes like this, no wonder. Dark Water was directed by the Brazilian Walter Salles, who directed Central Station. For his first English-language film, he makes a remake of the original Dark Water, a Japanese horror film by Hideo Nakata, the maker of the Ring thrillers. The movie depends a lot on shock moments where scary events happen with no preparation, and we've seen that done a lot, but the movie makes good use of the creepy old building, and Jennifer Connelly is effective as a mother balancing low rent against the safety of her family. I'm Roger Ebert. And on this week's Ebert and Roper, we'll have an early review of Johnny Depp in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, plus Jessica Alba in Fantastic Four.
For more reviews and local movie listings anytime, you can go to the entertainment page of our website, themilwaukeechannel.com.
And I said this morning, what a good first impression for the NAACP convention.
Oh.
They come into town,
Yeah.
you have 80s. Wow.
Yesterday and today.
Beautiful weather to, enjoy the lake, not only the convention, but just to walk about downtown. We've got lots of company in town, lots of great things to do. Garfield Fest, Greek Fest, Summer Fest, and the NAACP. So lots happening, and the weather cooperating beautifully for us. Temperatures for today, 84 degrees. That was our high. That's warmer than normal. Typically a daytime high about 81 degrees. A look at the national radars. You can see strong storms southeastern U.S. and over Florida. Those are all thanks to what's happening with Hurricane Dennis. Right now, 395 miles to the south of Pascagoula, Mississippi, and that's very near the border between Alabama and Mississippi. Storm moving to the northwest at about 15 miles an hour. Now for us, heat and high pressure continue to influence our weather. In fact, this high pressure will remain nearly stationary. We're going to be looking at very stable weather, but gradually warmer each and every day, especially through about Tuesday. Things will begin to back off just a bit. Currently 79, dew point temperature 48. Winds are southeast at around 13 miles an hour. Winds that are currently southeast will become a little more southerly tomorrow, and away from the lake, you can see those temperatures still. 86 at Watertown, also at Waukesha, Lake Geneva, upper 70s along the lake. So certainly the influence of that sea breeze. days. For tonight, it's a fair sky. Overnight lows tonight are in the low to mid 60s to about 70 for tomorrow night for lows. And then plenty of sunshine and a little more in the way of heat, especially for Sunday. I expect those temperatures a little closer to 90 for tomorrow, but still cooler right along the lake. So here we are with a look at your forecast for tonight. Upper 60s, clear skies tonight, or for tomorrow, upper 80s with plenty of sunshine. Pinpointing tomorrow, low 80s along the lake, 88 at Jefferson, 87 at Beaver Dam, and we pinpoint the metro area, 85 at Franklin, 86 at Menominee Falls. And taking a look ahead at the Weather Watch 12, your week ahead, temperatures hold upper 80s to about 90. I'll go 87 to 90 tomorrow, 90 on Monday. Heat and humidity, especially by about Monday. Now, Tuesday night, late and into Wednesday, could see some thunderstorms as we see not only a cool front come through, but potentially the remnants of Hurricane Dennis feeding some moisture up from the south. Otherwise, we'll see temperatures return to normal toward the end of the week, but it's hot and humid the next couple days.
So tomorrow's a great day to end the summer.
Great day, beautiful day. And tomorrow night, I believe, Piles of Rhythm, Mike Miller's band.
Yeah, I love the name.
Yeah, Piles of Rhythm.
I think so.
Well, the Bucks still in the headlines.
Can't get him off the front page of the sports section. The Bucks giving Terry Stotts another weapon, and Grady Jackson's threat to hold out not sitting well with one Amon Green. The Pro Bowler speaking out next in Big 12 Sports. You're watching WISN 12 News.
Sunday in an expanded one-hour edition of 12 News at 10.
Milwaukee plays host to this year's National NAACP Convention. It was a surprise choice for many, but why? Does Milwaukee have an image problem? 12 News traveled to racially diverse cities across the country to see how others view our city.
What do they think here in Baltimore?
Or here in Philadelphia.
Or here in Atlanta.
After Desperate Housewives and Grey's Anatomy, leading the way with important local coverage, Sunday on 12 News at 10.
Krause Funeral Home is taking reservations on their next seminar. The program is free of charge. To register, call or visit our website. Krause Funeral Home, in service to the community.
1, 2, 3, go to Stein Optical and save. 1, get 2 pairs of glasses for just $89. 2, buy any frame for just $59.95. 3, buy 1 pair and get a second pair free. At Stein Optical, why pay more?
For every child who is misunderstood.
Your attitude, not mine. Get out!
For every parent who doesn't understand.
I worry about your safety.
Don't. It's annoying.
Welcome to Brat Camp.
This is our last hope.
If these 9 kids can make it through this radical program,
when you get scared, you make changes.
They might just turn their lives around.
Dear Mom, I'm changing. I can feel it deep in my soul.
Brat Camp premieres next Wednesday, 8/7 Central, only on ABC.
You're only steps away from better health.
Using foods as a reward. More after this message from Children's Hospital of Wisconsin.
1 in 5 kids today is overweight, which can lead to serious health problems. In fact, for the first time ever, some children will have shorter lifespans than their parents. So establish healthier eating habits and a more active lifestyle for your family, and stop them from heading in the wrong direction.
Candy, cookies, salty snacks, and soda are often given as a reward for good behavior. Instead, reward good behavior with hugs, words of encouragement, or the opportunity to do something fun together. This Steps Away message was brought to you by Children's Hospital of Wisconsin.
You're only steps away from better health. You're only steps away from better health.
A healthier lifestyle. That's what Steps Away is all about. It was created to give you information to get active and make healthy eating choices. Learn how more exercise and eating healthier foods are important to your physical and mental well-being. Steps Away will get you motivated to make the changes you need to live a healthier lifestyle. Steps Away, brought to you by these sponsors.
You're only steps away from better health.
The whirlwind offseason continues for the Milwaukee Bucks. Yesterday, Terry Stotts named the 9th head coach in team history. Today, Stotts has another scoring option in the form of Bobby Simmons. Simmons agreeing to a 5-year contract worth a reported $47 million. Listed as a forward, but he can play guard as well. Simmons was the NBA's most improved player last season, averaging 16 points, 6 boards, and 3 assists a game. Marquette fans might remember Simmons when he played college ball at DePaul. The Bucks can't comment on the deal since the league-wide moratorium continues, so Simmons, just like Michael Redd, won't be able to officially sign his contract until July 23rd. Simmons was originally viewed as a piece of the backup plan if the Bucks couldn't sign Michael Redd. Instead, the Bucks signed both players. Terry Stotts knows exactly what Redd has gone through to get to this point in his career.
In his short career, he's gone from probably being a disappointed second-round pick to not playing his rookie year, to playing a little bit, to being a valuable sixth man, to making the all-star team, to restricted free agency, to unrestricted. I mean, he has had every level of his career in a very short time. And I use him as an example, like I said, with young people as one of the top 2 hardest working young players I've ever worked with.
And believe it or not, Packers training camp begins 2 weeks from Tuesday when rookies hit the field for the first time. Veterans report July 27th. Ahman Green will be there. Pro Bowler making an appearance at the William Henderson's youth football camp outside Green Bay this morning. And Drew Rosenhaus added Grady Jackson to his stable of clients earlier this week. So we could have both Jackson and Javon Walker holding out, but Ahman says the show will go on without him.
You know, in terms of team-wise, we are, you know, July 27th, the bus I say the train is going to be rolling. And if they're there, they're there. If they're not, you know, we got to roll. We got a season to play, and we got football to do.
Couldn't agree more. Baseball, the Brewers just awful against the team that used to play here. 15-35 against the Braves, including last night's 2-1 loss in Atlanta. Ned Yost returning home to play his former employer. The Crew jumping out early, though. Lyle Overbay making the most, hitting out of the 3 spot tonight. The double in the first inning to the gap. Ricky Weeks coming all the way around to score. It's 1-0 Crew, but Ben Sheets gives it back in the bottom half of the first. Adam LaRoche doubles in the second run of the inning, but the Brewers just got a 2-run double from Brady Clark, so the Brewers now lead 3-2 in the second. Rafael Palmeiro with a huge day in Baltimore, a home run and 6 RBIs. He's now just 3 hits away from 3,000 in his career. His Orioles beat the Red Sox 9-1. The good news is that Lance Armstrong still leads the Tour de France. He finishes 20th in today's 8th stage, but the bad news is that Armstrong's teammates couldn't keep up with him in the mountains. The 6-time champ still leads by more than a minute, but that lead could shrink quickly. Golf, the Michelle Wheeless John Deere Classic continues in the Quad Cities. J.L. Lewis, 2 under for the day, 15 under for the tournament. Lewis leads by 3 shots, a surefire ratings bonanza. Final round tomorrow, 1 o'clock right here on WISN 12. NASCAR, the Chicagoland Busch Duroc 300. Ryan Newman in the lead, penalized for having too many guys working on his car during a pit stop. It's true. That opens the door for Kevin Harvick. Takes the checkered flag. Greg Biffle was 2nd. Matt Kenseth was 8th. Finally tonight, Lisa Leslie making history, the first woman to dunk during the WNBA All-Star game. Granted, check out the defense, or lack thereof. The opposition playing Olay defense. But give her props. She still dunks. It's tough to do. I can't do it. DeMarco, can you?
No.
No. I'm certain.
Way to go.
Hold on, but explain this to me. What did they know she was about to do that?
It was the end of the game. They were leading by 20. Yeah, it's showtime.
Oh,
amazing. Way to make history.
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely. All right, well, tonight's early winning lottery numbers are coming up next.
But first, here's what else you'll see tonight on 12.
Weekend on Entertainment Tonight, Hollywood's latest anorexic epidemic. Then Melissa the 58-pound anorexic is back and living with a 300-pound overeater. Plus a mystery star's wedding. E.T. Weekend.
1, 2, 3, go to Stein Optical and save. Stein Optical has combined our 3 best offers so you can choose the one that's right for you. 1, get 2 complete pairs of great-looking glasses for just $89. 2, get any frame in the store, including designer frames, for only $59.95. No exclusions. 3, buy 1 complete pair and get a 2nd pair free for you, a family member, or a friend. Saving is as easy as 1, 2, 3 at Stein Optical. Why pay more?
Congratulations, Boston Store, for 100,000 lives changed and an international award that honors it. Goodwill thanks you for your continuing support in improving our community. The Fred Astaire Dance Studio can make you dance like a star. It's fun for any age. boosts social confidence, great for spouses, and a healthy activity. Let a Fred Astaire Dance Studio certified instructor introduce you to the world of dance. With 4 locations, there's one near you. Call the Fred Astaire Dance Studio for a free introductory lesson and get dancing. Work injuries hurt you and your family. You need an experienced workers' compensation lawyer to guide you. Gillick, Wicht, Gillick & Graff. Over 50 years of representing injured workers. Gillick, Wicht, Gillick & Graff, the injured workers law firm.
Splash into wild adventures this summer at the Wilderness Resort in Wisconsin Dells. Your family will go wild in our indoor-outdoor water parks exclusively for our guests. And new this summer, the Hurricane and the Cannonball, 2 of the tallest slides in the Midwest. Whether you ride the waves or go with the flow, the Wilderness has all the fun your family can handle. So call 1-800-867-WILD to reserve your own water park adventure today.
Go wild in the wilderness!
Monday on 12 News at 6. It's a popular place for festivals and concerts, but Milwaukee's Cathedral Square has a history you may not know about. What happened there 150 years ago and why it's making national headlines again. Monday on 12 News at 6.
All right, folks, here are tonight's early winning lottery numbers. Pick 3, 9, 6, 5, and pick 4, 7, 5, 8, 2.
And you better enjoy the weather tomorrow because it's going to get a little bit warm.
Warm.
It's a good word.
In fact, heat and humidity really beginning to turn to us. 84 for today, our high. Now, tomorrow I expect about 87 degrees, maybe 90. To Monday, about 90. We cool off a little bit Tuesday and into Wednesday. And coming up at 10, we'll have another look and an update on Hurricane Dennis, a dangerous Category 3 hurricane taking aim at the Gulf Coast.
All right, and the Walt Disney movie The Emperor's New Groove is next.
We'll be back for 12 News at 10.
I'll see you in the morning.
Leading the way with important local coverage. This has been a presentation of WISN 12 News.
I protect the most important player in Green Bay. At LeMay, the most important player is you.
That's right, Mark. And at LeMay, we protect you from paying too much.
For the first time at LeMay, receive GM employee pricing. That means the hottest prices and lowest rates. Hurry, this special offer is only available for a short time.
At LeMay, we've got you covered with 12 acres of new and used vehicles.
And you won't overpay when you shop at LeMay.
LeMay Auto Group, just off Highway 50 in Kenosha.
To be able to go out there and compete every day, that's pretty cool.
Swing and a miss. Wow. Got him looking.
It's fun every night to come out and get up there and hit. Take that ball.
People think we're cool. That's the coolest thing. We're really just big nerds.
Ben Sheep. He's one of a kind, I'll tell you that.
You see a smile on those kids' face when you throw them a ball or you get them an autograph. It's an honor.
Don't miss out. Saturday, July 16th is Badger Mutual Insurance Raleigh Fingers All-Fan Bobblehead Day at Miller Park as your Brewers host the DC Nationals.
This is Steinhaffel's Warehouse. You know how many mattress pieces we have in stock? Almost 6,000. What brand do you want? Sealy, Simmons, Tempur-Pedic, Stearns & Foster? Only Steinhaffel's has them all, which means that if you buy a mattress today, you can pick it up today or have it delivered tomorrow, and you'll save a lot of money. Get free next-day delivery and removal and our 120-night sleep guarantee. You can't buy the wrong mattress if you come to the right store. Relax, it's Steinhaffel's.
Are you struggling with your finances? Is your marriage at a dead end? Does it seem all hope is gone for your child? Do you feel you are living life alone? God can help. Join us for service at Christian Faith Fellowship Church, Sundays at 9 and 11:30 a.m.
It's the Pre-State Fair Spa Pool and Patio Closeout this weekend only at Wisconsin State Fair Park. Over 25 manufacturers under 13 huge tents, saving you thousands. Save 25 to 75% off all hot tubs. 20-foot pool packages just $9.99. Up to 75% off all floor model patio furniture. Purchase any spa this weekend and receive a free bar surround or cantilever umbrella. The Pre-State Fair Spa Pool and Patio Closeout this weekend only at Wisconsin State Fair Park. Free admission, free parking. Receive a free State Fair ticket just for shopping. Open 10 to 8 daily.
If you snore at night and lack energy during the day, you may have a sleeping disorder. Hi, Rob Edwards here with Dr. Gary Leo, the medical director at the Sleep Wellness Institute.
Rob, snoring is more than just a nuisance. It can cause sleep to be disrupted at night, which causes a person to be tired during the day. In addition, it can cause a drop in the oxygen level, which is stressful to the heart and can lead to high blood pressure.
Thank you, doctor. The Sleep Wellness Institute. Better life through better sleep.
Does Milwaukee have an image problem? Sunday at 10.